Women in the criminal justice system often get sentenced to short sentences, 6 months or under. We also know that they typically have mental health issues. They know 90% of people who are involved in the criminal justice system who are a woman often have some level of mental health disorder. 50% have attempted suicide at some point in their lives. And there's all sorts of other kind of underlying factors with women as well. Often people who have become offenders have also been victims. So they may well have been victims of domestic abuse previously. And typically the vast majority of female offenders are kind of lower end offenders. So we're talking about more kind of serious acquisitive crime, but lower end offenders. And so they are more suitable really for looking as a cohort at something like a community sentence treatment requirement rather than sentencing to short sentences in prison.
A lot of the women in Northamptonshire come to us to deliver their community payback hours, which is a great opportunity for us as an organisation. They're often low-level offences and first-time offences, so a short, sharp intervention can really support them in terms of their rehabilitation. And we've actually found that a lot of our paid opportunities offered to offenders through the Good Loaf have gone to people that have accessed our service through community payback.
Well, for me, it was an opportunity to learn how to rebuild my life within the community as opposed to being into prison and having to learn how to get back into society. So the community service was cleaning and working in the cafe, but you can also have an option to do a work programme, build up your CV, get a reference for work, learn interview skills and techniques. I started just as 16 hours in the cafe, then I got promoted to supervisor. And I now work full-time as a support worker, which I've just excelled in.
So what we're trying to achieve for these women is to get them to have a feeling of self-worth and resilience so that they can just make more appropriate responses to the choices that happen to them. Make better choices for relationships, abstaining from drugs and alcohol, desisting from crime, all of that together. If they can get somewhere on the employment ladder, sustain a tenancy, then they're less likely to go into crime and so on. So
my community sentence requirement has changed me hugely. It's given me confidence. I've changed my mindset. I've been able to go on healing trauma courses and things to deal with things that led up to my offence.
It's really important that we have specific sentences for women because the pathways to offending for women differ from the pathways to offending to men. We need to address the particular needs of women in a particular responsive manner in order to address their needs and to reduce the risk of reoffending, risk of serious harm they pose, not only to others but to themselves as well, and to reintegrate them into the community in a positive way. It improves outcomes and it improves people's lives.
It's really important that each local community has a women's centre. Women need to know that there's a place they can go for support in their hour of need. Each community needs to have a lighthouse in it. And women need to be able to access different services under one roof, such as domestic abuse support, work support, substance misuse issues, family support. These are real issues to women that they need access to when they need it.
It's really breaking the cycle really of keeping women within the community not reoffending, and that's more important, I believe, than short-term prison sentences with no real positive effect on people.
We also know that women are likely to have children at home, and by sentencing them to these short prison sentences, we're breaking up that family unit, and that we know has impacts on the long-term outcomes for those children as well. So we want to break that intergenerational cycle that happens by sentencing a woman to prison.
There are many people who are in the criminal justice system with mental health problems. We need to be addressing that in the community to ensure that we are addressing the link between mental health, substance misuse and offending behaviour. This pilot enables that to happen specifically for women.
Some of the ladies that we engage with actually prefer to have a short sharp prison sentence, because being on a community order is a long-term investment, and addressing your issues in the community is not always easy, but it is what really works in terms of reducing reoffending.
I don't believe doing a community service option is softer than going to prison, because there are still strict requirements. You still have to attend a lot of appointments. But if you are committed and you do use the tools they give you, you can change your life positively for the better.
When we've first met them, they've been, for example, in the criminal justice system. They might have been homeless, subject to substance misuse and so on. And then as you see them for who they really are, they start to blossom.
Over the last 2 years, we've had 200 ladies come through our work programme, of which 80% have completed and stayed the course. We've also managed to provide 15 paid opportunities to ladies who have completed the work programme, and a lot of other ones have gone on to secure paid positions with other organisations.
It's about investing in women that have never been invested in before, so that they can make better life choices.
It's totally changed my life, and I believe I'm a different person to the angry young women on tag that come in here.